Hello, horse players. Oaklawn capping hour. We're on our taping for Friday. We already have our loop out for Thursday. Marco, we have Thursday racing now at Oaklawn from now until the Arkansas Derby at the end of the month. And then they're going to revert back to Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Yep.
So we have an extra day. We're going to do a loop on Thursday. And we're going to continue to do our loop on Sunday, but we're going to have some more in-depth content Fridays and Saturdays. How does that sound?
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah. It's hard to get it's a lot of work, to get all the picks in. You got to look at every card, every race.
Yeah, you can't just show up at the track and handicap on the fly. You got to have it out because we're doing this, what is it, Wednesday, so
yeah.
Got to be prepared.
Anyway, ROI. I was looking really good going into Saturday because I had a killer Friday. I was almost at $300, and then I had a bad Saturday, and I got completely demolished on Sunday. I have to admit I didn't spend as much time on the Sunday card as I should have. Just had things going on, and no excuses though. I had a double golden sombrero +1. Everybody can kind of figure that out. You actually have done pretty well. You were negative like 220 at one point. You shaved off $90. So you've been doing really well this past weekend in particular. So let's see if you can keep the momentum and get closer to that break-even point. NHC coming up. Marco, I'm flying out next Wednesday, a week from today's taping. I got my tables all set. I've got Steve Hartshorn. I got Karen Thornton, me, Dad, of course. You're going to be there. And we'll see. Maybe Nick the Kid will sit at our table as well.
Yeah, I'm flying in Wednesday night as well, 7, a little bit later.
Okay. And I know that Justin Dew and Steve DeCaspers, Rich Nilsson, Dylan Donnelly, they're all going to be sitting next to us. Like, we have been doing that. And then the Mustaris are going to be not too far as well. So tables will be all set up there. Weather, man. I looked at the weather on Thursday, and it looks pretty much the same for Friday.
Yeah, it looks like we're about to get pounded with some rain. 90% chance, so it's going to be wet, more than likely.
So yeah, everybody
gotta prepare handicap for the rain.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's look at the first race. First race is a maiden special weight race going 6 furlongs for 3-year-olds and up. These are fillies. And let's dive right into it. We're all different here. I have the 7. The 7 is Hurricane Fire. Now, Hurricane Fire has really strong company lines. If you look in there, a lot of speed fades against some really good fillies. Blue Squall, you already know who Lemon Muffin is. And of course, in that last race, I actually had a winner in there, Paparina. That was a really nice hit. Yeah, that was a nice hit at 7-1. I actually had that at the Hawthorne contest, and I couldn't put anything else together with it. But that horse won by 5 very impressively with a 74 Beyer speed figure. So we're getting class relief from that one. And then that race 2 back was really tough. So when I say class relief, I mean, I don't know if there's going to be, it's starting to thin out. The main special weights are going to start to thin out as the year goes, unless you get some new shooter in there that's going to be crazy good, like the 4 maybe, or the one on the outside, who is my backup, Baby Avery. I like the work tab on that one. And, Run Happies, I'm kind of a fan of those. And Rocco Bowen, I'd like to see him do well as well. So I landed on the 7-8 there. You're on the 3. Bellaju?
Yeah, Bellaju. I don't know. think this horse is also going to be pretty quick. Diodoro, second time starter, 21%. So it showed speed fade last out. So I'm kind of looking at it the same way you are. This guy has a half brother that won this year at Oaklawn as well, in the gate to wire fashion, in a nice allowance race for 143,000 in the wet. So I think Diodoro is a good trainer and can have this guy ready coming out second time out.
Okay. Yeah, it's exiting the same race that my horse is exiting with Paparina in that last. So looks like it got a little tight at the 8th pole and weekend there. I'm watching
I was looking at the 7 as well, but I like the second time out versus you guys had a couple of speed fades. Yeah, the company lines were good, but that last one probably should have showed a little bit better, which is why I didn't go on that one. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens with these maidens. Somebody usually pops up, and you're like, "Whoa, where'd that come from?" But a lot of these are lightly raced, and they all have the right to move forward. Race 2, we both like the 9 as our backup in this race, but we have different top picks. This is a maiden 50 state-bred Arkies going 2 turns. I'm way on the outside with the 10 Kava. And Kava is a maiden special weight dropper. There's a sibling that just won at Tampa Bay a couple weeks ago, routing. So that gives me hope that I could stretch out here and route. That number wasn't bad, finished 4th. So, it beat several other runners that day. It was a spaced out group. Winner won by 6, runner up by 4, and then the third place finisher by 3. So they were kind of all spread out the wire. Dropping down here, I think the 10 is going to wake up in a big way. The 9 with John Ortiz, I just kind of like it's a second time blinkers angle on that one, and it also ran pretty well on and off track in that last race, finishing second. Debut ran against No Coincidence and a few other good ones. Stretching out as well. We'll see if that helps it out at 6-1. So I just like the 2 outside horses. You like the 9, but the 7 is your top pick. Lady Woo Pig.
Yeah, I'm not really going to touch up any on that 9. You pretty much just, got it for me. So, Lady Woo Pig. This was an interesting horse here. Let me get back to something here. Okay, so yeah, she broke from the 1 hole in her career debut. So kind of. That was against her, and she broke dead last. She spotted the field like, I don't know, 7-10 lengths. And then she made a late run and ended in 5th. And I watched the replay, and I thought it was an encouraging run to see that from a firster with a lot against her early on like that.
Yeah.
She didn't just fold the tent, I think with a better trip, she can be a player here. And I think the 12-1 morning line is just, I like 12-1. It's a square price. I think there's some hidden talent here. And I'm going to try to get a price here.
Yeah. I'd like to take a peek at that. If you guys
also stretching out and dropping from the maiden special weight ranks.
Yeah. We're going to watch a replay of that last. And I do notice that she's going to break very slow here. And she's going to spot the field here a good, from front to back, at least that's got to be 10 lengths minimum, maybe 15 here at this point. Yeah, really, you're just getting lost here. You're losing contact. You're off the screen right now. Wow. So 51-1 that day in debut. The 1 hole is always tough to do from your debut. I hate betting first-time starters, but I like when they get off the rail in their next start. So looking at the replay here, I still don't see her. She's nowhere to be found.
No, it's like
Where the
And
hell
when I
is
was
she?
watching the replay,
Where's she at? She pulled up.
no, she's still, yeah, she'll
There she
yeah,
is.
there she is.
And the pant, okay. I mean, okay, she's probably going to come flying. I'm going to be interested to see her gallop out. That's for sure. I mean, she spotted the field. Well, I have to look at the chart, but was she like 15, 20 lengths out?
She was way out of it.
Fast opening quarter and half. And there she is. She really, she almost got freaking fourth. Um, Here's the gallop out. I don't know if we're going to see anything. There she is. Strong.
So yeah,
Yeah.
she was full of run. And I mean, look, she was just way, 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 way out of it.
Yeah.
Wasn't a very fair start. I mean, not fair, but give me a better position, and I think that horse can pop at 12-1.
Well, I like it. That's an interesting play. The video replay that we showed was kind of eye popping. I mean, it's. Let me look at the chart here. It says, yeah, we were 19 lengths out of it, and that was going 6 panels. So you made up over 10 lengths, and the gallop out was strong. And by the way, that was a key race. That was a good race. No coincidences came back and won next time out by 4.5 with a 67 number. That's good for Archie Breds.
Mm-hmm.
And the winner hasn't come back yet, but that was a nice race. And Linny May, okay, that one didn't run well next out. I know we liked it, but something must have happened that day. But yeah, I mean that was a good effort. So I guess the idea is to break a little bit better today, get some position. And I guess you should, I mean, maybe a little bit more natural speed, going longer. And we're dropping out of that maiden special down to the 50. So there's lots to like here.
You're getting first Lasix, and they're adding the hood. A lot of things going on.
Dropping exits. I mean, there's a trip note there. The 1-hole debut, getting away from there, stretching out. Let's look at the. Did you mention anything about the Sibs or the family?
I think she might be the only full.
Yeah, she is. She is. Okay. But her broodmare or her mama won on the turf going a mile on 16th at Belmont. So that's pretty good. Very interesting, Marco. All right. Well, I like that pick. It's going to be on all my tickets. Let's move on to the next race. Race 3 is a 6 furlong, 55,000 non-2 life claiming event for 3-year-olds and up. And again, we're different here. I'm on the 7. Congrats on 50. Mac Robertson. I just love the work tab coming off the layoff on your 4-year-old debut. They're taking the hood off this horse. Obviously the hood's been off on the work tab, I would imagine. And it's been showing that it has reacted well to that. That's my opinion. I like to draw this time on the outside. And you're getting back on dirt, obviously. There is a lot of spice in here, but I think this one's going to come in really fresh and be the speed of the speed. I think the main reason why I like it, too, is the price. If I can get 15-1 on this horse, I will probably do a backflip. I think this one has some talent, and I think it has every right to move up. It was very fast as a 3-year-old last summer with a nice 72 number, breaking its maiden special at Hawthorne by 8. We got Joe Belmer on. A couple of rough mounts last week. Lost his irons a few times. Some issues going on with the starters over there. I know Pete Miller wrote a letter about it. Hopefully our starting gate crew can get their act together a little bit, and they huddled up, had a meeting, and we don't have any more mishaps like that. But anyway, this horse should break sharp from the outside. I'm just wondering if it's going to need one, but man, the work tab's so strong, and it was fast last year, and I'm going to take a stab with it. I went all the way to the rails, my backup. It has a lot of foundation. And the last race off the shelf was good, and it has every right to move forward off of that. So that's what I was thinking there. The 4 is Fashion King, and that's your top pick.
Yeah, the Mike Maker horse. It won breaking its maiden last out in the wet. So
Yeah.
I know it could run in the wet. The thing that does concern me, it is first against winners. But I think it has tactical speed and it could work out pretty much a trip. From it could go on the lead. I actually don't want to see it on the lead.
Yeah.
Just a nice stalking trip because I think the 7 will have the lead. Your horse, that horse looks pretty dang fast.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a little bit of other speed in here. I thought that maybe can kind of discourage the 7 because if that thing gets loose, I think that thing can go a long way. So I took this one, and hopefully Maker has it ready to be a repeat winner in the slop. Now, if it wasn't raining, I probably wouldn't land on this one, but I like a horse that, runs well in the wet. Sometimes they just love that stuff. And classic moment, my backup, it's the Asmussen runner, kind of similar as the 4 as running styles, but coming off a long layoff, so I wanted to watch one before I selected it. And this one looks like it may be tangled up in the pace stool as well, though. So Fashion King on top.
Okay, I like it. Let's move on to the next race. Boom. All right, the next race is $10,000 maiden claiming event. This is the bottom of the barrel at Oaklawn, $30,000 pot, which is always good. I landed on the 5. You like the 5 as your backup, so we both like it. I like the 5 on top. Here's the deal, and I know why you put it as your backup, but this guy's going to win a race, Marco. Timothy Martin is 0-68.
And you're exactly right.
He's going to win a race. This might be the race. And the fact that you picked the second, says this horse is talented and looks pretty good in the spot. You have some other ones. I mean, my backup, the horse on the rail, is very dangerous. The Cipriano Contreras dropping way down. And if anybody can get him in the winner's circle, it's that guy. It just seems too negative for me. I wouldn't throw it off my ticket because it might win this race by 5 lengths. But the 5 makes a lot of sense here. It broke slow. It finished with a lot of interest, and it could be a bomb here. And I got a bug on there, Barbosa. Now, Barbosa has been riding pretty well, too. I like both these bugs. They're both holding their own at the meet, Belmer and Barbosa. Both these guys are scrappy. I think they both have bright futures. This kid's been riding with a lot of confidence. So, hey, you know what? I'm going to be, this horse can run late. There's a little bit of zip in here. I'm just going to hope I just put it together in my second start. That's not a bad race. Off slow and improved a lot and had a pretty good gallop out. So that's where I landed. I don't want to get too long-winded on it. And I just hope Timothy Martin can get a win, and sooner or later he's going to get one. The 3-horse Marco is your top pick, Equate.
Yeah, I'm going for the Maker double. Adding the hood, speed fade in the last, dropping in class. Connections. It used to be in the Asmussen barn. Decent work last out. I mean, it's going to be pretty chalky, but I think with the connections alone, I think Maker is going to be able to make some noise here on the drop, and possibly get good position in the beginning. Didn't really use a whole lot of imagination on this race. Matter of fact, the whole this race is pretty competitive, and the whole card, even for these 10,000 claimers, these races are competitive. So I just went with connections pretty much strictly on that one, and then the 5, yeah, that looks like a nice horse, but I just couldn't land on it.
Yeah, I know it's hard. It's hard to do that. And I always say, I'm not going to bet that guy. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten burned on like pick and pray contests where I like a horse like that and I just won't pick it because it ain't going to win. But they do win sometimes.
No, yeah. The thing is, the 10-1, if I was getting a little bit more, I'm like, I want to try to get paid here. But that's got to tell you that this horse is pretty good if it's only 10-1. Making a second start and a $10,000 claimer. So,
okay, well, I think all these horses look pretty good for a pick 5 so far. This race 5 here is going to round out the pick 5. This is a $10,000 starter allowance for fillies and mares. Purse is $32,000. They're going short stretch to a mile here. Why don't you start us off? You like the 4-horse, the filly.
Yeah, Pritis with John Ortiz and Fuentes.
Or the mare, actually.
Got her third start off the layoff here. Ran that allowance last out again, and came in third. She is a winner here at the track. I think a good stalking trip right now. She could stay close to the leaders, and I think she just looked a little bit tougher than most of the runners in here. And I think she's primed and ready to make another big run here. Not really else. I just think she's best horse in this race.
Yeah, that last race was I'm not putting a lot of stuff. I don't know. That race to me, Missy Hissy to me, was the biggest fraud win of the meet in that race. We all know Stoic Luna was in that race, and something went amiss there. She should have won that race jogging backwards. She was like damn near even money, and she had some issues switching leads on the backside. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but she's fine now. But she just didn't grab the fast dirt that day. She ran good in the slop at Oaklawn. We're now sending her on to the turf. I think she's going down to Fairgrounds with Broberg, but so I don't know. She looks like at 3-1. I just want to try and beat her. And I went down just to her inside with Amazing Gal with Carl Broberg. It's the Indiana bred. And I know you like it too, obviously.
Yeah. And I might even end up betting Amazing Gal. Tell me about her.
Well, this one here just looks like a potential wire threat. You're getting back on dirt. I like the turf to dirt angles. This is the seasonal debut, and it does have a smart little work tab. I mean, all the way back in December, a half and 48 flat, 4 out of 50. A really good drill on a good surface, 49 and change, 19 out of 70. Another good drill on February 2nd, February 10th, February 19th. So just an really good, steady work tab for this. Carl's been taking his time with this one. And I think it's going to run, be the controlling zip in here. And I think it's going to run a monster race. It has been favored a lot, but it has answered the bell. I mean, it was on a 3-race winning streak until that last race. And, there were a few next out winners in there. Something might have went amiss there. That was November 13th, and it hasn't run since. But like I said, it's come back smartly in the AM. And I'm looking for something more along the lines of that September 18th race. and she's obviously feeling good, and I think she likes the surface, even though she's never run here. So um, I'm going to go with Amazing Gal, and hope Carl's got her ready to go. Carl and Esquivel, 24% together the last 2 years, so they do good work. On the far outside here, not in the far outside, but I got West Side Girl as my backup. That was a decent race. I picked Dixie Penny that day to win, and she won. I thought that was a nice a mare that she ran against. Now we're stretching out second off the long layoff. So I think this one's going to be in much better shape and have form similar to what she had at that Prairie Meadows race where she romped by 13 lengths and got a $73 speed figure.
Okay. But yeah, the 3 definitely a wire threat.
Yeah, I really think so. I think the inside horse does have time form speed, and you got Barboza. They did put the blinkers on, so that one might show a little bit of zip. It's exiting the same race as your top pick. It stretched out last time and could not get the front. So even if I'm tracking, I'm fine. I have shown the ability to rate. I mean, if you look at that race 2 back on turf for 12.5, I mean, Amazing Gal rated beautifully. So if I have to track the rail horse, fine. If the rail horse doesn't go or is a little tardy out of the gate and I inherit the lead and shut that one off in the first turn, I'm good with that too. So either way, I'll be tracking or in the lead. There's really not a lot of speed in here. It's the 1 and the 3. And I really don't think they're going to be button heads. I mean, and Manny Esquivel is a very smart rider. If the bug wants to go, he'll let it go.
Yeah.
So, all right, that closes out the pick 5. The late pick 5 is a 12-5 non-winners of 2 event, a non-2 life event. 6 furlongs for 3-year-old fillies and up. And I landed on the far outside horse, who most likely is not going to get in. We both like the Asmussen runners, our backup. Most likely the Asmussen runner is going to be my top pick, unless I get a couple of scratches. But Oh My God is one that I liked earlier in the meet. It won. I think I piggybacked. No, I didn't piggyback on that one after it won that maiden breaker, but I did pick it in that maiden breaker as a short price. I remember that day it got bet down. We were kind of upset about it, but it did win for fun. The next race, I got off of it, and it was a speed fade. But that was a tough level. So I'm not going to say it doesn't like slop. I'm just going to say it was just too tough of a race. And then the last race, again, speed fade again. But, I picked Birdie's Cause in that race. And that's Broberg trains that one. It's won 2 in a row. And
yeah, 2 in a row now.
Has done some good things. And, I just think that's a good company line. So this is the waters are a little bit more shallow here and might be able to puff the chest out from the outside if it gets the 12 hole and we get a couple of scratches. Otherwise, my top pick most likely is going to end up being the Asmussen runner. Show Me the Candy, 4-1 morning line. Last time it went from synthetic to dirt. It had a beautiful work tab going into that race, and it was 9-1, and it won that day. So, likes it here, running well here. I got to piggyback with it. Pace scenario here, I think it's going to be somewhat honest. The chip shortage is going to go from the rail, and I would imagine that Charlotte's Way will break a little bit more keener. So, if they bang heads, it might set up for the 7 just to dominate here. Your top pick is going to end up being the 4 Mean Sue.
Yeah, we are getting a huge class relief, and we're going second off the layoff. The connections are rock solid with Diodoro and Torres. I think she can sit not too far off the pace, and I think Torres knows what to do from there in the stretch. I mean, this thing's dropping out of 50. The work tab's pretty good. Got three nice works coming up. 4 works since the last race. Last one's not too bad either. Pretty strong. This is just what Diodoro does. I mean, these guys are 25% together. He's 20% with the second off the layoff. I mean, we're dropping down. It's chalk, but I think this horse wakes up.
Yeah, I mean,
if it doesn't wake up, that means she's hurt.
They claimed it for 40 last fall. They run it for 50, so it must have been like, okay, it's okay. It's going to be a wet track. I don't know if that concerns you or not, but that was against much tougher. It was the lukewarm favorite that day, 7-2. I think listen, these. I'm sure Diodoro for 12.5. I mean, the purse is 30. Yeah, you're going to lose money on the horse, but again, who's going to be really lined up to claim it though?
Oh man, there's people out there that just
someone's probably going to snag it, right? But would I claim it unless I really saw this thing galloping every morning and I got some information from a exercise rider or a groom, which isn't really ethical, but I'm probably not going to drop on this horse.
I wouldn't. It just looks like unless you just want to run it in some claim, and just play the claim game with her and just keep on, rotating the horse.
But after saying that, it could just crush here though. After saying that, yeah.
I just hope it has 3 legs and not just 2 legs,
All right. All right. Well, race 7. What do we got here? 12.5 claiming event, 32,000. 4-year-olds and up, colts and geldings. Going 2 turns, mile and a 16. All right, I landed on the 9. We're all different here. Primary, backup. The 9 is Great Heart. Again, not an exciting race, similar to your pick for the last race. This one was claimed by Cipriano Contreras for 30. February 27th. They're dropping it down to 12.5. And I'm like, okay, what's going on here? He's had some time to wrench on it. It might be one of those cases where he's got this gelding put together for this race. Obviously, it had a lot of talent as a youngster. He spent a lot of money on it. $400,000. Since it was claimed, it has come back with 3 drills, where the last 2 are very good. And I really respect Contreras as a trainer. And I think this one's going to be tough to beat here. I think he has it ready for this spot. He's for sale. If you want to drop a slip on him, he's saying, hey, come take him. I would imagine that he would not run this horse in this spot unless he thinks it's definitely going to win. And anything near any of those other races, it should blow this field away. I know you're betting against that, but that's the guessing game of these type of horses that are in these races. The 7 is my backup, Canadian Pharaoh, Norm McKnight. He was sitting on. I picked a lot of his horses that were going synthetic to dirt at this meet, and he's had a lot of seconditis. He does have 7 seconds. I did pick 1 or 2 of his winners. He's got 4 winners. Point being, 11 out of 36 in the exacta with these, and that last race for 30 was salty. If you go and look at the company lines there, and this is just a much easier spot, second off of a layoff. I think this one's going to wake up a lot at a big price, and it's one that I'll have underneath specifically, and I'll have it on my horizontals as well. You landed on the 3 as your top pick. Drew Power.
Yeah, I tell you what, these claiming races like these are tough to handicap. So you don't know what's going to happen. Like your Great Heart, I almost used it. I was just, like I said, I didn't know, because I thought Great Heart was a better horse than the one I picked that was dropping, just all around. I mean, I know it's a female and the male, but like just all around horse. And I was like, why the drop? And I just couldn't do it. So I went to the Asmussen. When in doubt, you just, go back to where you start. I thought this horse makes a lot of sense. Claimed him 2 back and gets a similar spot as the last race, and he didn't run that bad. He's shown the ability to pass horses, and I think he can chase down the tiring pace, because I think the pace that's going to be out there, there's going to be horses that are going to get out there, and none of them are going to be able to finish. So basically, just work yourself out a trip and finish the race. I think the connections are capable of doing that here. And my backup, Make Noise, kind of like a similar running style as well, but you're going from the 1-win Hewitt barn to the 0 for 60 Klein barn. And yep, you got 0 for 60 Har back in the saddle. So I kind of like the horse. I just don't like these connections, which is why it's in second. But Har has rode this guy a few times in the past and actually won with him. Maybe make some noise in the stretch. We'll see what happens.
It could be making some noise in the stretch. I can see that. I don't know if it's going to make enough noise to win, but I can see this horse hitting the board. And then back to your top pick, there's a lot of good sloppy and muddy races in there. A monster race at Houston last January, a year ago, with an 80 buyer. Just missed it 33-1 at Delta Downs last November on my birthday. And, that last race, you look at it, I got a 68 and ran 4th. I'll tell you what, that was a salty race. That Galerio is really nice. And I wish I would have claimed that horse that day. It was claimed. It was voided. So maybe there's something wrong there. But it won. And it stringed together a lot of big buyer speed figures. So, yeah, lots to like there. I think we'll go deep here to start off the pick 5. Throw these 4 in, and maybe an extra one if we're feeling a little frisky or edgy. Race 8 is a $16,000 starter allowance, $42,000 pop, mile on a 16th for 4-year-olds and up. And we're different again. I like the 8 here, and it's a Carl Broberg runner. It's a tough race, but this is one that you liked. You picked this horse last time, and it ran second at 8-1. I'm getting on it now. You're getting off of it. Bandera Azteca. I believe you picked this one last time. Listen, I'm anxious to see this thing stretch. Actually, you picked it and it scratched, didn't it?
Something like that.
That's what happened, because they were going to stretch it out. Well, anyway, it's stretching out. I'm eager to see it stretch out. It's one going 2 turns out west at Sacramento on the dirt. So it's really gliding along on this. Now, if you remember, I always love picking horses that run against the Ride of a Lifetime. I think the Ride of a Lifetime is just a really nice horse. 3 wins in a row at the meet. 85, 89 buyer speed figures. You might see that one in an allowance race or maybe a listed stake over here. Just really doing well here, and it's tough to beat that runner on the surface. Bandera Azteca is just excelling on this surface right now, is loving it. And March 3rd, nice little 3/8 drill, 2 out of 18, 36 flat. So I think Broberg's got this guy ready to rock in this spot. I would imagine that I'm going to be out there winging it from the opening bell. I know Dance Some Mo with Tammy Hornsby, might show a little bit of zip, but hey, I'll be outside of that one. I don't need the lead. If you look at the race 2 back, I rated on a muddy track, mind you, and then overtook the winner and won that race. I picked it that day, January 6th. So Bandera Azteca, to me, short price, but is definitely going to be the one to beat. My backup is the 5, Big Paper, with Van Berg and Bejarano. Bejarano has been riding really well lately. I just like this one getting back on the dirt. The dirt form's really solid. Hit the board on a wet surface when it was a younger horse. It's actually 100% in the money on the dirt. 6 starts, 2-2-2. So getting back on the dirt, making your seasonal debut with an okay work tab. I wanted to see this one on my ticket. Your top pick was the 7 Efficiency.
I think this horse is better than 15-1 morning line. He's going to a route after 3 sprints to open the meet at Oaklawn, but I thought he ran into some tough foes. I mean, he ran against some pretty tough horses, and I like the fact that he ran well also on and off track. But he has won routing before, so it's not like a huge concern. The concern is the connections. I'm not, huge on these connections, but I like this horse, and I think 15-1 is. I think maybe that's why. I think there's a lot of horses in this race that are going to take all the money, so I think we're going to get a good price on him as well. Because like you got your Broberg runner and my backup, Mystery Mo is going to take money. So this one might be overlooked, and I'm not going to overlook it. The last race was tough. Favorite Outlaw is a 2-time winner. 2 back, he ran into Jackman, and he's a winner at Oaklawn. So I don't know, 15-1, and I think he can get it done.
Yeah, Favorite Outlaw has been a nice animal at the meet. Jackman's been awesome, and I think he's running Saturday. I want to say, I peeked at the PP Saturday or Sunday. I gotta look, but
and I didn't see those kind of horses in here. Like a Favorite Outlaw or a Jackman.
Well, I think the ride of the lifetime is legit, and that's who Bandera Azteca ran against.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like Bandera Azteca. I think that horse is going to be one of the favorites.
Yeah. But you're right. Yeah, you're right.
But
hey, we'll see what happens. I mean,
that's why we race.
I like that. I like the price on the 7. I'll probably have the 8 over, the 5, 6, 7 on a $10 try for $60. And if I win, and I'll get paid. If if the 7 can run second or third in there, that'll be really nice. Okay, race 9 is the feature, and let's see here. I've got see if we can get Nick the Kid on the phone here for the
Hello, hello.
Nick the Kid, what are you doing, buddy?
Gonna give you my selection for Friday's feature.
It's Friday feature with Nick the Kid. If any of you guys don't know, Nick the Kid is a Hoffman Estates resident. Nick, you ran for mayor, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And about 15 minutes away from Arlington Park racetrack.
Okay, well, tell us about your top pick here, number 9, Into Disco, and why you like it.
Hey, I like it. I like it.
On February 4th, the horse ran against Stoke Luna, and Stoke Luna finished, I believe, second. And this horse finished behind Stoke Luna and was third. And of course, the winner is not going to run here again. And the only other horse to run in here is the Lover horse, the Lover Girl. Yeah. And that horse finished 6th. So I figured that this Into Disco will improve off the run from February 4th.
Very interesting. And I'm going to look at that horse that you picked. I want everybody to notice that Into Disco, it came off the layoff. It was on a muddy track, which we're going to get, and it ran a good race. It lost by 10, but I want you guys to see something here. I mean, this horse, One More Kelly, is just a freak on the mud. Freak that parks, and then look what it did here at Oaklawn. Got a 93 Beyer speed figure. I would imagine Kenny McPeak is going to pray for rain the next time One More Kelly runs, because those are the type of numbers that can win you a lot of money and probably get you a graded stakes win as far as being a mare. So, yeah, that's interesting, Nick. It's a good pick. I think I thought about that one. I did not land on it. Marco, you actually landed on this horse as your top pick.
Yeah, I like the pick, Nick.
Okay. Yeah, Marco loves that pick, Nick.
So look, I think there's a lot. I think there's a lot of pace in this race as well. And Into Disco has shown good tactical speed positioning in the past, and I expect the same here. Yeah, like you were talking about last out, One More Kelly ran away with that race, and that was a tough one. That was a tough task to come in and try to do that coming in fresh. Second out, this horse will be fit and ready, and I like every bit of that 10-1.
Yeah, I'm with you, Marco. I think you're right. That one is it's going to improve. I mean, that was a nice race, and we're going to get it off track. It ran well. It just, that was a monster that day. One More Kelly is just a different type of runner on an off track, and it's, you could stack her up against graded stakes mares out there. Anyone in the country on the mud, my opinion. I mean, you get numbers like that. So second off the layoff, getting another off track. You're right. Probably going to be really tough at 10-1. Riley Mott looking for her first win. We don't hold her in she's not 0 for 60 or 0 for 50, but she's 0 for 22.
Let me correct you.
What's up?
It's a male.
What was that, Nick?
Riley is a male.
Oh, it is a male. Okay, I thought it was a female.
Because Riley Mott also runs in Florida.
Really? How did I not? What am I? Oh, I'm thinking of Bree. Oh my God. My bad, guys. I'm thinking of. Yeah, I got them mixed up. Thanks for the correction, Nick. Got tongue-tied there. Anyway, 0 for 22 looking for his first win. And This might be it. This one is looking good. I went to the rail. Marco, the rail horse is your backup pick. Feel Like a Girl. Look, I was at Sam Houston today. This horse lost by a neck. I picked Bellamore, and it won me an NHC seat for next year.
That was the Grade 3 Houston Ladies Classic.
And I needed every bit of that neck to hold this one off. And, that was an awesome race. And the last race against Stakes Company was good too. Just got a little bit tired. I think I'm just going to break sharp from the rail, and it's going to be a game of, hey, come get me. And, I know there's other speed in here, but I think she's just the classiest of the bunch. And today's, going to be the day. Now, she has run here once at Oaklawn. It was an off-the-board effort. But that was many moons ago in the Honeybee against Secret Oath. So I'm not.
Oh yeah, come on.
Yeah, running fourth against Secret Oath. So if you run off the board against if you run off the board against Secret Oath in a Grade 3 here, I'm not gonna hold that against you. So that was her only out at the surface, but she's coming in working really well from Louisiana Delta, and she brings her race to every track. I mean, she's run at Fairgrounds, Sam Houston, Delta Downs, Evangeline Downs. Now she's here. So 15-time winner, very classy, 1.1 million in earnings. I'm looking for this one to get this purse. And this is like a stake. This is a $141,000 pot. So, so there you go.
Yeah.
My backup was the 4 making the seasonal debut. It's stretching out. It's run well here. 2 back last December. That was a good race. Draw a line through the stake. And it's probably going to show a little bit more zip here. And, Free Like a Girl is just going to have to, work out a trip. And it's going to have to break sharp from the rail. But if I have a target, fine. I mean, she has shown she can win by looking at a target in the past. Nick, do you have anything else to add? Any other horses you might want to talk about? Nothing else to add. Well, hey, thanks for correcting me. I got had a brain fart. I was thinking of Brie Mott and not Riley Mott.
So Riley Mott is Bill Mott's son.
Right. Okay. Well, that's the feature, folks. Let's move into race 10. Nick, hey, thanks for stopping in. We'll talk to you over the weekend. Make sure you pack your bag for Vegas. All right. Later. All right. So let's look into the last race, Marco. All right. We both like the 5. I'm going to let you start off, though, with your top pick, the 6, Hailstorm.
Well, this is kind of a race that, you take a dart and you throw it at a bunch of numbers and it'll stick on one. I went with the Asmussen runner, the son of Gun Runner, Asmussen and Santana. Horse is coming off a long layoff, but it's been working over at the fairgrounds pretty good. Ships it up here for this big purse. One start, didn't run that bad, and we're adding Lasix today. And I like Asmussen second outs versus first timers, so I landed on the Gun Runner. Really nothing to go by. Like I said, you could throw darts. This race is extremely tough. I mean, I like a lot of horses here. like I like the Brad Cox runner second out. I mean, the 7 could do something good. I like your 8, the other Asmussen runner. Any one of these horses, I think, has a chance to win. So it's going to be a fun betting race.
Okay. Yeah, the 5 for me, Brad Cox runner. I really like this this runner a lot, and it pretty much had to do with the last race. Let me get the race up here, and I just want to. All right.
Mr. Phillip race.
Yeah, so if you watch the replay here, I'm in the 8 hole.
Grand Emperor, we're ready to go. And we're off.
And we're going to get bounced around here a little bit. And boom, check that out.
Mr. Phillip, Happy Gray, the first
taken up sharply and relegated back to last. Now you're going to the rail and rushing.
Moving forward, a contentious pace.
Oh, yeah.
It was a pretty. It was a disaster.
Boy and Happy Gray, who's 3 deep on the
this
course,
is mud now.
Off a gap of 2
so
to Mohawk River.
It's running in mud.
With Run Jalen Run. Grand Emperor deeper on the course. He's running 4 lengths off the pace. Another 4 to first bid.
And you can see him right here.
Daily Grind. He's racing alongside of Aztec Fire, Maravich, and Frankensteiner well behind as they round the far turn.
Passing a horse.
Happy Gray in the 3 path to take a nose lead. Mr. Phillip sticking to him. Excitable Boy between horses fighting on a gap of 3. Run Jalen.
I'm gonna make a little bit of a.
Then comes
looks like a rail run here.
River. Mo running, trying to get going on the rails. Still has a lot of ground to make up as they swing off the turn. Happy Gray grandstand side. Mr. Phillip fighting tenaciously from the inside. Excitable Boy back in 3rd. Run Jalen Runs coming with a late charge. Mr. Phillip has put away Happy Gray. Run Jalen into 2nd, but it's going to be Mr. Phillip. Mr.
He's gonna close up well here.
2. Run Jalen Run was 2nd. Happy Gray just.
So I thought that was a good race
for that 3rd position.
And the start was just a total disaster. So I'm going to throw that out. Just break clean today. Shows it can run in mud.
Yeah, that's definitely.
It's
nice horse.
Yeah, I mean, a nice drill on March 2nd coming in. Was 5-2 that day. So against Mr. Phillip, by the way, who is pretty nice. So 7-2 is not exciting. It's $9. I get it, but that to me was enough of a trip note for me against this group to say, hey, you can run on mud. If you break clean and run like that again, you're going to win. So that was my thinking. And Christian Torres does take them out. Frenchie, Giroux, he's not obviously here at the meet. He came in that day for whatever stake races. So that's what I was thinking there. And then my backup is Happy Gray. It's an Asmussen runner. Press the pace, a fast pace there, 21 and change, 45 and change in the mud. And just
coming out that same race.
Coming out the same race.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So I mean,
yeah. So I'm those are the 2. That was the key race for me, and I want both of those horses, and I just think the 5 is going to turn the tables on the 8 this time because it damn near caught it last time and galloped out better after the disastrous start. So that's what I was thinking there. Your top pick is Hailstorm. We talked about that one, and
yeah, the 5's my backup, and
the 5's your backup.
So yeah, I mean, you got the Cox, the Asmussen runner, and then the other Asmussen runner. Those are the ones you don't leave off your ticket, and feel free to throw in a few more here because I don't know.
Yeah, it's to me, for me. Yeah, you have Dwayne Lucas at 20-1. Diodoro's got one in here in the 3 hole that looks interesting. I mean, Coach Jimmy D, that was a good race last summer. It's working smartly. The rail horse even looks good, but I don't bet first time starters on the rail.
Yeah, you got first time.
Mac Robertson's got one that, Mac Robertson's starting to win now. He's got 3 wins. Remember, he was 0 for 40 for a while there.
Yeah.
So this one looks like a nice runner too. So yeah, you would want to go a little bit deep, but
there's a lot of firsters. But yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna probably go deep on my pick 5, but I'm gonna single the 5 on my pick 4.
Okay.
So that's what I was thinking. Marco, your best bet of the day is going to be Lady Woo Pig. We showed a replay of that race, and I love the gallop out. I did some homework in that race. I didn't do as much homework in that race as I should have. I might have at least picked it to hit the board. I really like that horse, and it's going to be on all my tickets. I urge everybody to go back and watch that replay. And for me, I just talked about it. I really like the 5 in this nightcap. I think a clean break in the mud this time. It's going to win. So I'm seriously.
It's funny. Both of our best plays had very similar trips.
Yes, they did.
And they're both coming second starts, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's why you watch.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it's let me go back to Lady Woo Pig. Lady Woo Pig. Yes, that was your debut that day. And that was a disaster out of the 1 hole. You were 19 lengths out. We talked about it. So a lot of equipment changes there. Rocco Bowen knows how to hustle a horse, and you're exiting a key race as well. And then I showed you the replay there on my top pick. Running. So, all right, guys. Well, man, Marco, it's next week. We're going to do all loops. We're going to do a Saturday show. I don't even know if
hard to do shows when you're in Vegas. I just that's a lot going on. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, a lot going on. We're going to do some live like next week and in Vegas. We're going to have a lot of guests. We're going to do not necessarily Oaklawn. We're going to get some Oaklawn people there on, but we're going to talk about the event, the NHC, interview a couple of different horse players here and there. So look for that content. We're going to have every day looped like we do on our Sunday shows and now our Thursday show. So we'll have our picks out there. We obviously don't want to divulge it like we did on our top picks here for the NAC, because we don't want nobody to piggyback on our picks for that. But, we're going to have our top pick in every race out there for the public. But anyway, I'll be playing the pick 5s and pick 4s tomorrow, Marco. Just getting ready for the trip, and I'm just excited about it all. So I don't have a guest lined up for Saturday. I'll see if we can get somebody. I've just had a lot of stuff. I had a couple of real estate closings and some other stuff going on. So, and I know you've been busy rehabbing the other properties. So,
yeah, I'm tired, and I drove to Texas and back today, over in Dallas, and
yeah,
a lot going on.
Yeah, I know you're doing a lot of appraisals.
Sorry, tomorrow's Thursday racing at Oaklawn, so I'm going to sit on the back deck and I'm going to just watch them on TV and listen to the waves on the lake.
All right. Well, on that note, Marco, nice job eating into your margin there, and let's cash some damn tickets this weekend.
Let's do it.
All righty. We'll see you later, everybody.